Hello and good morning to all of you. First of all, thank you all of you for taking out the time and allowing me to present the webinar today. Before starting the webinar, I would like to give a brief about myself. I'm Ankit Dave, 30 years of age, a young and enthusiastic IT professional. I love talking to people, making friends, hang out with them in weekends and apart from the food and beer. I have been working in IT industry since around 7+ years and associated with design and buy since more than 3 years and providing a web to print consultancy services out here for their clients. In today's webinar, I'll be taking these points. The agenda of the webinars are, first of all, I'll be speaking about what is a web to print, why we need web to print. I'll present some facts and figures across the globe for e-commerce, which complements the decision to go behind the web to print solution. If you go for the web to print solution, what is the beginner's checklist? Then I'll brief you about the design and buy organization. First of all, what is web to print? I mean, in general terms, it is about enabling printing business on the web. It lets the printing business run on the web. So, by the terminology, it requires 3 entities. I mean, there are 3 entities associated with the web to print solution. One is your end users who are coming online on your portal or website and then picking the product, customize the product, and then place the order. Second one is the e-commerce platform with the web to print functionality. A designer studio in the e-commerce platform wherein the end users can come, customize the product, and place the order. Third one is the printers, you guys, who kind of take the product and get it printed and then ship the product. So in a general nutshell, it is about having the printing business run on the web, which requires a web to print functionality. User can come online, place the order and customize it, and you will execute the order. From an organization perspective, this cannot be just considered as a technical project or a technical initiative. This is actually a sales and marketing initiative that an organization is taking care of to enhance its business. And these initiative involves technology. So web to print solution is not something like you are enhancing your organization from a technical point of view. It's about you are enhancing your processes as an organization from sales and marketing perspective with the help of technology. Now, why web to print? There are thousands of e-commerce platforms, thousands of e-commerce websites available. What is the differentiator between the web to print terminology and the e-commerce platform? Since there are many e-commerce platforms wherein people are going and buying the stuffs, and then there is a web to print terminology. People do come to me and ask, okay, what is the difference between these two and why the web to print solution is more costlier than just a plain vanilla e-commerce platform? Since there are many e-commerce sites and many e-commerce technologies available open source, and it is quite easy to set up an online store. While if we think about a web to print solution, it is costing us more money. Was it how, I mean, what is the difference between these two? How it is differentiated? In case of the web to print terminology, there is no direct sale products. Unlike a plain e-commerce platform wherein user is just coming and picking the product and then placing the order, here the main requirement is letting the users pick the product and then customize the product. So it's not just a direct sale product, and as a store admin, you'll not just be getting the product information such as pricing of the product and the quantities which you need to ship, but along with that you will also get an output file, a print ready output file wherein you are going to print that on a particular product. Second is like customers will need some design templates on which they can further personalize, or they can design their own templates and then order the personalized product. So this is something not common for the e-commerce platforms. It is a part of the web to print functionality. Web to print requires proofing and artwork approvals. If I'm customizing something, let's say if I'm customizing t-shirt, I need to see the preview how it's going to look like after it is being printed. So an online proofing will help customers imagine how the stuffs will look like after it is getting printed. Let's say if I'm customizing business card, I'll better see the real-time preview. Okay, if it's a 3 by 2 inch business card, in actual terms, a 3 by 2 inch business card after I'm designing how it's going to look like. So there are proofing and artwork approvals process associated with it. Different organizations do follow different processes, but yeah, there are artwork approval and proofing processes available and associated with the web to print workflow. The last step is about the ready-made artwork for the printing purpose. As a store owner, you will not only get the product information, but you will also get the ready-made artwork, which will in turn you will pass it to the print department, and then they get it printed. Either it's a t-shirt printing or it's a business card printing. With the help of a diagram, if I would like to explain what is the web to print workflow, it is something like this. I mean, the black squares or the black boxes which you are seeing are just the common e-commerce flow without web to print functionality associated with it. So the black one, I mean the common e-commerce platform generally consists of browsing the products online, choose your product, add it to the cart, make the payment and place the order. This is the general flow of an e-commerce platform. Now when we say a web to print workflow, there are 5 different steps associated with it. So it's no longer a 5-step process, it now becomes 10-step process. User coming to your website, browsing the product, choose the product online, select the design template, edit the design or make the product personalized, preview the product, approve the artwork, add it to the cart, make the online payment, place the order. Afterwards, as a store admin, you will get the output file in the admin section. You get the ready-made artwork file, and then you get it printed from your printing department. So with the web to print workflow, it is more vast than a general or plain e-commerce platform or e-commerce website. The designing is involved, proofing is involved, ready-made artwork is involved, and executing the ready-made artwork is involved. And these process makes it a bit more costlier than just an e-commerce platform. Now, why web to print? What is the need of having a web to print solution implemented in the organization? If you are a printer having a brick and mortar store, people are coming to your store and getting the stuffs printed. If you are a t-shirt vendor, providing services to personalize the t-shirts online, not online on the brick and mortar stores, they are coming to your stores and getting it printed. What is the need of having a web to print solution, and why a particular organization should go for a web to print solution implementation? I would like to share some of the benefits, or you can say some of the outcomes of having the web to print solution implemented in the organization. The very first is about generating the more business. When you are online, you are online for 24/7. Any customer can come to your website, place an order, be it in the early morning time or late night. It's no longer an 8 to 5 or 9 to 6 tag associated with your office or a company premises. So there is no restriction of time. And since there is no restriction of time, people can also buy stuffs at night, or they can buy the stuff over the weekends. So this results into more sales, because anytime when a customer is visiting your store, you are available to make a sale. So that generates more business. It strengthens the customer relationship. Like with the online e-commerce platform and the web to print functionality, you are constantly upgrading your customers. Let's say if they are placing the order, you're constantly upgrading them. Okay, with the automated emails, like you have placed the order with so and so date, so and so is the shipment or tracking numbers, and we are expected to deliver the goods on so and so dates. So it's a constant update that you are giving to your end users, and they feel you're like, oh, okay, there is someone to take care of my orders, there is someone to listen to me. Apart from that, you're also providing some newsletters, and on an ongoing basis you are providing some updates about your organization if there is some new products, or you're going to conduct some new events. So there also you can make them aware about. With the one shot, you can just be in touch with all your existing clients. So that strengthens your customer relationships, and which in turn results into a repeated business. It ensures brand control, because while you're online, you're building your brand, you're having some brochures and banners and promoting your brands through marketing and SEO activities. So once your website is popular, once your web-to-print solution is popular, it tends to fetch more people, or you can say more footprints over and over again, and people would like to come to your store, or may recommend their friends also and colleagues also. Okay, this is so and so e-commerce platform wherein you can personalize the stuff online and get it printed. So that ensures the brand control and enhances the brand value. Fourth outcome is about expanding the market reach. Like if you are having a web to print solution rather than a brick and mortar, there is also a possibility like you have different resellers available at different geographies, but that will not match any an online presence. Because if you are sitting in the European region, you might be having some clients in the US region. So that is no boundary. They can buy your product, purchase make the product and customize it online. So sitting in the US region or anywhere outside the European region, they can make the purchase using your website online. And this will in turn have a more market reach presence because there is no geographical constraint. Centralized administration. For any web to print workflow, there will be a central admin from where you will manage each and everything, start from the product information, pricing, shipment, payment, trackings, also the web to print related modules like what are the kind of designs you are going to put, what are the kind of clip arts you are going to put, everything you are managing from one desktop or one admin. So that gives you a better control. A centralized admin will in turn increases your efficiency, and you can keep track of all the departments and all the activities which are going through. So as I mentioned, it eliminates the unnecessary processes, or you can say it cuts the processes down and making it more useful for the time being, and it maximizes your efficiency of doing the job. You can concentrate more on your business and cutting through the processes which are not profit center. This was just some of the data which I collected from Forrester Research, which was happened last year. It is for the US region, but it shows how the e-commerce growth for the retail market is and how it would be for the next years. 2 years have already been passed, 2013 and 14, and there was a good amount of growth with 2014 and 15 years. If we see in a 5 years time till 2018, from 2013 to 2018 is expected to be double in terms of the revenue. So more and more people are now inclined towards buying goods online, and a share of e-commerce sales over the brick and mortar stores will keep on increasing. I would like to also take a reference of another e-commerce trend which defined e-commerce professionals have set for the 2015. These are the trends of the buying behaviors, trends or the trades of buying behaviors of the online buyers. How they are going to react, or what actually they want, what actually they want in an e-commerce platform, how they want the e-commerce platform to react. These are some 5 points which a particular store owner or a printer or an e-commerce service provider will need to think about. I'll take them one by one. First is the user-centric approach. There are many organizations like in turn they develop a portal or an e-commerce platform or a web to print solutions. They consider their processes and they consider the way they work. They develop the e-commerce platform and the web to print solution. Okay, my website will have this and this flow. User has to come there, then he has to do this, then he has to customize the stuff, then he has to follow this process and then make the order, and then we will ship the good. This may or may not be the exact way that your user want. He may be needing some more, you can say, a simple way to make the things done. So you need to understand how your user would like to make the purchase. What is his choice? Is this solution that you are going to promote? Is it user friendly or not? So it should be a user centric approach rather than you are imposing your flow to the users. So you first decide, is your user tech savvy enough to adapt the approach that you are going to follow? Are they using some traits? Are they having some traits, or they are having some kind of buying behavior? Accordingly, you design your e-commerce platform. Accordingly, you design the flow which they need to go through, and then let them make the purchase. Because if they are stuck in between, even though they like your products, even though they like your websites, they come to your website, there will be a footprints, but there will not be any conversion, because your process is very lengthy than the other competitor who is having a bit less sticky processes and more user friendly. So it has to be a user centric approach while you are defining your e-commerce platform and the web to print functionality. Second is mobile first. M-commerce growth is more than e-commerce in last 5 years. More and more people are buying the stuffs online through their mobile devices like smartphones and tablets. Sitting in their offices, cafeteria, or home, they prefer switching on the mobile phone, connecting to the internet, and make the purchase through e-commerce platforms rather than going to the desktop and laptop. You need to better watch out what your customers are using. If they are using smartphone devices, if they are using mobile devices, you ought to be compatible with the mobile commerce. It can be a combination. I mean, the solution can be a combination which supports desktop and laptop devices and also supports mobile devices, or you can start off with the mobile first, and which is supporting m-commerce. But at the moment, we cannot ignore mobile users, because more and more people are now migrating from desktop or a PC or a laptop devices to iPads and different smartphone devices to even make the purchase. Third one is about the omni-channel. Like, there are many vendors who are having physical presence. Maybe they are having some different resellers in different geographies along with their headquarter offices. But this restrict their reach, as I explained to the in the previous slides about the web to print solution benefits. If you are online, you have a better reach. So if you are only having a brick and mortar offices, you are having a lesser reach that restricted by the geography in which you are operating. On the other hand, if I'm online but I'm not having any brick and mortar office, I don't have any offices wherein user can come and visit me, so that is lacking a trust factor. Because some of the user might expect, okay, if the service provider, if the printer is there nearby to my area, why not I go there and visit them? Why don't I go there and see the person face to face? If I won't like to see the face of the organization, where would I go? So it should be an omni-channel approach. You not only are having your presence online, but you're also having some registered offices, you're also having some headquarter offices which you can operate from. There are some personals, because people would like to talk to people, or at least see the registered offices and make it feel, okay, these are the organization which is based at here. They are having their online presence, but they are having the registered offices here, and if I would like to meet someone, there is a face of an organization where you can see them, meet the people, and know about the organization. So it should be an omni-channel approach, a combination of brick and mortar offices and an e-commerce platform, which makes people trust you and which makes people come to you at any time because you are online as well. Fourth trade, this is very interesting, personalization. In the year 2015, since m-commerce has grown, e-commerce has grown, everybody is buying online. Users' expectation has increased. They not only want to buy online, but they want to buy online personalized stuff. They don't only want to buy a t-shirt or a mug, but they would like to buy a t-shirt with their photo on it or with their quote on it. They want to buy a mug with the picture on it. So this is coming into a demand. Like, if I'm buying online, there should also be a possibility for me to let the product personalize it and then place the order. This in turn asks for the web to print solution to be implemented for an organization. Fifth is about the competitiveness. If you are a printer or if you are a t-shirt vendor, there are hundreds of more such players who are offering almost similar kind of products as you are offering. How you are going to differentiate yourself? They are also going to have an online store. They will also come up with the web to print functionality. You will also be having some web to print functionality implemented. So why a user should come to you? Why the user should come to your store, your online store, customize the stuff and place the order? You should think in a different way. There has to be a competitiveness. Like for example, you can apart from the web to print functionality you are offering, you can also offer some marketplace concept. You can also offer some concepts wherein customers or the designers can come online, design something, they also earn some money, which in turn their design attracts the end user. They buy the stuff, designer will get the money, you will get the money, and your traffic will increase. There can be a concept of allowing the resellers to make their reseller store online. So like resellers are coming to you, make the store online and selling the products. They earn the money, you earn the money. They are becoming your online resellers with a sub store associated with your main site, and that way they will grab the traffic to your sub stores. They will sell the products, which in turn you are selling the product. They will earn some commission, you will earn you will also on the profit. So there has to be some ways to attract the traffic. There has to be some ways to attract the buyers, and it can be anything. So that depends on the on your strength, on how your marketing and sales department, on how your organization thinks of. But it should be some more competitive approach which attracts user to make a purchase and a repetitive purchase. After this, let's say if you decided that you would like to have the web to print solution implemented into your organization. I would like to share from my experience parameters which you need to take care of before you have the web to print solution implemented into your organization. And I'd like to have 3 parameters which I have noted down. One is the e-commerce platform, because that is essential. People are buying online, there has to be an e-commerce platform and there has to be a card page wherein they can make the purchase. Second is the designer studio, without which web to print solution cannot exist. There has to be a personalization studio wherein user can go and customize the stuff online and place the order. Third one is the implementation partner. Rarely it happens that there is a bigger organization who are having their IT office, IT infrastructure also in-house and have some developers who can develop the stuffs for their organization. Otherwise, majority of the organization, majority of the mid-sized or a larger sized organization hire some web to print solution experts to get the web to print functionality implemented into their organization. So these are the 3 main criteria that we need to work on, and accordingly you need to evaluate each of them one by one. We'll start off with the e-commerce platform. So while you are choosing an e-commerce platform for your web to print solution, what are the things that you need to consider in mind before you put your hand on a particular e-commerce platform and choose it? The first is about the administration. How easy to administer the steps from the admin panel of the e-commerce platform. It should be very easy so that any layman or your employee or even you, if you're not tech savvy, you should be able to grab the things and make the understand the stuff and work with the admin panel. Like let's say, because you will be managing shipment, you will be managing payment, you will be managing product information, pricing, and also the web to print modules. It should not be so complex that a person cannot self-learn it and manage it independently. So it should not be so complex that you cannot manage it independently. You should be able to manage it independently after an initial set of trainings, and when you are aware about it, it should be easy for you to do the steps. There should not be any code level or a techie stuff involved in it while you are doing your day-to-day activities. Second is about the time and cost to get online. How much time it will take to get these e-commerce platform implemented, and what would be the cost, because there are online there are open source e-commerce platforms available, there are closely ended or license based e-commerce platforms available. So that comes into the time and cost parameter that you need to evaluate. Like open source will be free, while there is an closely ended solutions being implemented that might not be free but will come up with a price tag with it. Customizable and scalability. We also need to consider how much this e-commerce platform is scalable and how much customization we can make with the e-commerce platform, because every e-commerce platform will come up with some set of features, some set of flow, but these some standard set of features and standard set of flow will not work for each and every business, because every business is different. And from my experience, I would say from out of 10 web to print projects, almost 7 ask for one or the other set of e-commerce related customization or scalability, be it a minor change, as minor as integrating a ready-made extension for the payment gateways, to some major customization wherein the flow itself, entire flow itself is changed. But imagine if there is an e-commerce platform stubborn enough which is not allowing you to make the flow as per your requirement, that will stop your scalability and customization that you'd like to get it. Like for example, if you'd like to have the possibility to let the resellers come to your website and make the reseller store, but if your e-commerce platform is not allowing to make the sub-stores created from the instance, this will not happen. So you need to consider what is your present requirement, what would be your future requirement, and whether the e-commerce platform is scalable enough to map that requirement, whether it is customizable enough wherein I can pay money, hire the developer and get it customized the way I want. If it is, then it is a better fit solution. Fourth is about the open source or proprietary. There are many web-to-print solution providers who have developed the e-commerce functionality which is closely held. They have developed it customized. It's not open source. In these scenario, it's not an open source technology wherein you can go and make the code level changes. On the other hand, there are different open source e-commerce platforms available which can be used in the web-to-print functionality. And with these e-commerce platforms, since it is open source, you will be having the source open. Would like to make any changes into it, you can better do that. Fifth is the development community. How strong is the developer community for the e-commerce platform? Because if you'd like to have some enhancement done, if you'd like to have some customizations done, if the developer community is strong enough, you will find information from it. You will find from freelancer to highly techy organizations, you will find people to hire and make them work on your solution and get it personalized. If the developer community is strong enough, there would be answers to all the queries, because there are strong developers associated with it who have done an ample amount of research and backed with the technical ideas that they are having. It is very much essential that we see how much strong the developer community for a particular e-commerce platform is. After e-commerce platform, another core requirement behind the web-to-print solution which you need to evaluate is about the designer studio. When you are picking up the designer studio, you need to be very, very careful. And I've put together 4 points or 4 parameters which we need to evaluate before choosing or before having any conclusion on the designer studio. The very first is about the accessibility over the devices like desktop, mobile and tablet users. As I mentioned, m-commerce is increasing. Imagine a scenario wherein 40% of your users are using tablet and mobile phone devices, smartphone and tablet devices, and your designer studio is not compatible with them. In spite of the fact that they will come to your website, in spite of the fact that they like your product, the moment they try to customize it with their smartphone and they are not able to customize it, they'll better leave your website, go somewhere else wherein the designer studio opens in their iPhone, better customize it and place the order. Because if you are selling, let's say, Hans t-shirt or a Gildan t-shirt, somebody else also are going to sell the same. If you are into business cards and brochures, there would be some competitors who is selling business card and brochures. So you need to check if your target market is using smartphone devices and tablet devices, better choose a designer studio which is compatible with that. Second is about user-friendly and best fit for your business requirements. The designer studio should be very simple and user-friendly, wherein the naive user or the first-time user can come and self-learn the thing, okay, how I'm going to design the stuff, whether I'm customizing business card or a t-shirt. It should not be so complex that users stuck up and they end up with going out of your website and going somewhere else. At least there has to be a help feature or some way for the naive user or the first time user to go through and learn how I'm going to utilize the designer studio and how the best utilization of designer studio will end up in a good design from my end. Third one is the output file requirement. This is very essential, and many people I've seen in my career, many people lack in evaluating this particular parameter. Imagine you are a t-shirt printer, and for you, if you are printing through screen printing, a low resolution or a raster PNG file will work. But if you are printing business card, and if I'm providing an output file which is lesser than 150 dpi, not vector and not layered, it's not working for you. You need a vector output file, a layered vector output file which you can open in a third-party software if you'd like to customize it further, or if you'd like to make some changes into it and then send it to the production department. There might be some printing requirement, like if your printing requirement is 300 dpi and the designer studio is not generating the output file which is mapping the 300 dpi mark, it's of no use. You better check what is the output file requirement that you are having, and then check what is the output file requirement that designer studio is producing. Fourth is about the printing technique and pricing logic. Inspired in the same industry, selling similar kind of products, using similar kind of print techniques to print the product, two organizations will have different pricing logic to charge their customers. So you need to see whether the designer studio already has this printing technique and pricing logic which I'm looking for. If not, is it scalable enough or is it customizable enough to have this printing technique and pricing logic implemented into it? Because it is very, very essential to show a real-time pricing to the end users. Imagine the two scenarios when I am customizing this t-shirt, and every time I'm putting some artwork, there is a message or there is a pop-up wherein I need to click on the get code button, and I'll be getting the code offline, not at the same time, but after some time or within 24 hours somebody is coming back to me over the email and share the cost of the design which I have created. In the other end, the second scenario is in the designer tool itself, there is a pricing logic implemented. Like if I'm charging on the color basis or some artwork area basis, the moment I customize something in terms of artwork and using some sort of colors, I am being shown the price of the product along with the price of the printing of it. So at the moment I can make the decision, okay, this is the price for the product and this would be the price of the printing. If I like the design, I would like to go ahead, I'll make the decision straight away. So your designer tool should support your printing techniques and pricing logic. Implementation partner. When you choose a web-to-print solution provider, 3 parameters which I suggest that you need to evaluate. First is about the stability and reliability. There are many solution providers, starting from freelancers to good players, but are they stable enough or are they reliable enough? Just because they are cheap, and if you're going with the freelancer, what if you need some help after 2 months or 6 months and you don't find them? Your implementation partners should be stable enough and reliable enough wherein you can approach them at any point of time. Second is about the responsive support and the consultancy approach. I've come across many clients who are good in their business. They know their business very well, but maybe they're not so techy so that they can make a technical organization understand about what they do and what exactly they want. Your web-to-print solution provider should be smart enough or should be capable enough of providing you the consultancy services wherein you make them understand about your business idea in your business language. They understand it and convert it into require the technical language and let you know, okay, if this is the case, what should you do and how you should proceed further with your web-to-print functionality being implemented. So consultancy approach is very much necessary. Otherwise, it might end up into bleeding the project and maybe the web-to-print solution may not work. And in this case, we should not blame the technology because technology is the same. It's about the development approach. It's about the people with whom you are dealing with. Third is about the competent and resourcefulness. The web-to-print solution provider should be competent enough and should possess the required resources because, as I mentioned, it would be people who will work on the projects. It would be people who will be working on implementing the web-to-print solution in your organizations. So if they are having better people who understand your requirement, who understand the technology, who understand the web-to-print functionality, who understand the printing fraternity, then they are the better people to deal with. With web-to-print solution provider, there are generally 2 models available in the market. One is the license model, another one is the monthly subscription model. You can choose any of the model as per your requirement. I'll share some pros and cons or and share some differences between these two. If you go ahead with the license model, generally it is a kind of one-time investment that you need to make for the lifetime, and there will not be any subscription cost associated on a monthly basis. It's a one-time purchase. You take the web to print functionality, and since it is a license, the web to print solution provider will not provide you the source code of the designer studio, but if the e-commerce platform is open source, you better will have access to the e-commerce platform or the website. So you might be having the access to the website, but the studio will still be encrypted, but it will be on your server, so you have a better control over it. And plus you are paying only once, there is no subscription cost involved. This is the license model. The second model, which is the monthly subscription model, is one of the good model for the startups who don't want to get involved into different hosting service providing activities and hire some hosting providers and host the solution on their own. They just first want to concentrate on their business, get started with the monthly subscription model. When the web to print solution provider hosts the application on their server, the store admin will be having the backend access or the admin access wherein they can manage their products, offerings, pricings and everything. So there is no need of managing the hosting services, hosting part of it. So this ends up into just concentrating on the business. But in monthly subscription based model, you might not be having the FTP access. So a control which is there in the license model will not be there in the monthly subscription model. It depends on your present condition, how you like to get the models implemented, whether you should go with the license model or the monthly subscription model. Or it can be the case like if you are a startup, you can start up with the monthly subscription model. After 6 months, if you are more resourceful, people who are capable of handling the stuff, and you would like to have the solution installed on your server, maybe 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line, you can migrate from the monthly subscription to the license model. Now, if you have decided that you would like to go with the web print solution implemented and you're ready to have it, what all things you need to have, what all are the prerequisites before having the web print solution implemented into your organization? I would like to share some beginners checklist which you need to take care of while you are getting the web print solution implemented. First and foremost is about the domain name registration for the website. This is must because you're going to have a website online. Second is hosting services to host the website. This is only applicable for the license model, since it is in this particular model only the solution will be hosted on your server. In case of monthly subscription, there is no need of a hosting services. Third one is about the payment gateway integration with bank account and people. Since there is an online e-commerce platform and people are making payment online, there has to be a payment gateway integrated with your bank account. Like people and authorized.net are the payment methods available which you need to configure in the e-commerce and linked it with your bank account. Shipping services like UPS, USPS, FedEx, different shipping services or shipping methods you need to integrate or configure into your e-commerce platform. Printing setup or tie-up with print services providing printing services. So it's like if you are not having any printing services in-house, if you are a print broker or if you are a middleman, or if you are not having the printing services in-house but you are getting it printed through third party, then you should have the tie-up ready wherein you are getting the order and you can pass on the output file or the printing file to the printing service provider. Then you got to have your logo and brand name and promotional banners to promote your website and your products offerings. When you are ready to have the web print solution, you should have some initial setup product catalog ready and pricing so that you can feed them into your website and get it started. You can obviously add some new products or some more products at later stage, but at least you should have a list of product catalog and pricing ready at the time of web print solution implementation. Then we have a design templates. This is optional. Like if you have a good amount of design templates that will attract user to browse the designs and then utilize the design and place the order, but it is not required at the beginning, but eventually it helps you create your site more lively, make it more lively, get more customers or more traffic, and that way people like the design, people like the product, and they make the purchase. So it's not a necessity at the beginning, it's not a must at the beginning, but you should take care of it eventually over a period of time. And of course the marketing and SEO activities that you need to consider, because having a good web-to-print solution implemented and having a good product ranges and everything and a good designer studio, but if there is no SEO and there is no traffic on your website, how will you generate the business? So SEO and app marketing is also that you need to consider while you are having the web-to-print solution implemented. Now very quickly, within few minutes, I'd like to give you some highlight about or the glance about the Design and Buy as an organization. We are established since around 10 plus years in the IT industry. We are having our client base spread across 30 plus countries. We are having flexible pricing models such as license and monthly subscription, which I explained in my previous slides. We have almost 500 plus live installation about the Designer Studio till now. We don't believe in any revenue sharing or a transaction fee, so there won't be any revenue or transaction fee involved apart from the license or the monthly subscription model. This is just a brief journey that we have in last 6 years. In last 6 years, we kept on adding new products in our kit. We kept on enhancing our products. We started with a Flash-based designer tool, and we kept on adding some different Designer Studio related to the different product requirement. We also implemented the HTML5 based Designer Studio in 2014. We keep on participating in international expos. Like in 2012 we participated in Graph Expo that was held in Chicago. In 2014 we participated in ISS Long Beach, that was also in US. This year we participated in PrintPack, which is biggest expo in print expo in Asia at Asia level, and next year we are planning to go to Drupa. What is our mission and vision? Our mission is enabling printing business on the web. That's what the web-to-print solution does. And our vision is to be a leading web-to-print solution provider with global footprints by 2016 and 17. And with 30 plus clients across the world, in 2015 itself, we have achieved more than halfway of our vision. What is our general approach of implementing the web-to-print solution? It starts with the general discussion with the client, understand the requirement at the business level, then analyze the requirement, check the feasibility study, and propose them the best fit solution, propose them a quote and a proposal. Once the client approves it, it goes to the implementation phase wherein the development team implements it. After that, we release the solution for the UAT, that is user acceptance test. So if there is any customization involved, the end user can better check whether it is developed as per my business flow or not. After UAT is approved, we release the project and that is transferred to the support team. We do have a dedicated support team and we provide 30 days of free support. There is a support ticket system wherein the clients can come and raise the tickets, and that will be entertained by our or fulfilled by our support staff. They take care of the tickets that you generate. So with this, I would like to conclude today's session and with a few points about a web-to-print solution implementation. Like, we need to understand the web-to-print trends. The trend should be our friend, because we need to understand the market trend, we need to understand e-commerce trend, we need to understand buyer behavior or the buying trends. Then only we should customize the e-commerce platform or a web-to-print workflow, make it the way user would like to purchase it. Analyze customer buying behavior and market demands. As I mentioned, if more and more customers are using mobile devices, better choose a solution which is compatible with smartphone devices and tablet devices. How would they like to buy these stuffs? How would they like to make it personalized? Accordingly, you make the flow in your website. Think about benefits it can bring to you. Think about the web-to-print solution implementation can bring in your organization. Customer reach, as I mentioned, 24/7, and there is no geographic constraints, so better customer reach. Savings, you are cutting down unnecessary processes. There is a centralized admin. Doing more with less. Centralized admin increases more and increases efficiency. More efficiency, you'll be doing more stuff because you are reducing some redundant stuff. 4 is conduct some analysis to determine the return on investment. If you decided to go with the web-to-print solution, you should better analyze, okay, this is the amount of money approximately I'm going to invest behind our web-to-print solution implementation. What is the return on investment that I should expect from this, either after 6 months or 1 year or 2 years time? Because it will not be instant, but what will be the return on investment in terms of my brand value, in terms of my growth, in terms of sales and the customer penetration. Choose a solution that fits your cost, timeline and skills. Everybody likes Ferrari. I also do like Ferrari, but I cannot buy it. There are different solutions available which are costlier, but that's not for us, because we need to consider what is the cost, timeline, and skills constraint that I'm having, and accordingly I should find the best fit solution suitable for me. With this, I'm concluding today's webinar, and for any assistance in setting up the web solution, if you need any assistance, or you like to ask any queries, you can send me the email at inquiry@designandbuy.com. I would be happy to answer your queries. If anyone is having any questions, I would be happy to have the questions. They can raise your hands. You can raise your hands. You can raise your hands and I will unmute you. Okay, you have we have the questions written here. Come back to the last view for 2 seconds. Okay. It's from Gregory. Gregory, what is the last view? Just let me know. I'm just opening the slides. Which is the last view you're talking about? Which is the one? I can send you the recordings of this if you wish. Okay, if anyone would like to ask any question, you can please raise your hand. I will unmute you, and we can hear your conversation. We can hear your questions, and I can try my best to answer your questions. Or you can type it there. Okay, Gregory. Fine. We'll send you the recording of the webinar. You're welcome. We'll send you the webinar recording. Any questions? Anyone would like to ask any questions? I mean, I'll be open now for next few minutes to take up the question and answer session. So either you can raise your hand or you can type the question in the questions section here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I speak in English, so might be Gregory, you might not be able to understand everything because you're French. But I'll be sending you the webinar recording for your reference. And if you'd like to explore more about our products, or if you want to ask any more questions to me for the consultancy about the web to print, you can email me at inquiry@designandbuy.com. Welcome. Welcome, Gregory. Any other questions? If anyone would like to ask any question, they can raise their hand. I'll unmute them so that you can ask the question and then I'll try to answer, or you can write down the question in the questions section here. Anyone would like to ask any questions? I'll wait for another few minutes, and then we can kind of conclude this webinar. If you wish to ask any question, you can raise your hand. I'll try to unmute you and answer your question, or you can type it out in the question section. Alright then, gentlemen, with this I'll conclude today's webinar. Thank you so much for allowing me to present this webinar, a short webinar on web to print functionality, and I'll appreciate conducting such more webinars in the future, and your participation. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead. Bye-bye.